Gentlemen, let's get one thing straight. You are never the only man in her orbit. In today's world of constant connection, validation, and endless options, every woman has attention at her fingertips. So the question isn't, how do I eliminate the competition? The real question is, how do I become her clear choice, even when I'm not her only option? And make no mistake, being chosen isn't about chasing harder or trying to impress. It's about standing out by being a man who doesn't need to compete, because he knows who he is. You see, when you carry yourself with quiet confidence, when you don't fold under pressure or seek validation, you send a clear message. You're not desperate, and you're not here to audition. You're already enough, and when a man believes that deeply, women feel it instantly. She may have 10 guys in her messages, but they all blur together, except you. Because you're not reacting, you're leading. Most men make the mistake of trying to compete for a woman's attention. They compare themselves to other guys, try harder to impress her, and end up looking like they're fighting for approval. But that's the exact opposite of what actually works. A man who's truly attractive doesn't compete. He leads. He focuses on his mission, his direction, and his growth. He creates a life that's so fulfilling and purposeful that anyone who joins him feels like they're stepping into something meaningful. When you lead your own life with strength and clarity, you naturally separate yourself from everyone else who's just trying to win her over. The difference is energy. Competing is reactive. Leading is proactive. A man who leads doesn't ask for attention. He commands it without even trying. He knows what he stands for, where he's going, and what kind of woman fits into that journey. This kind of man isn't easily shaken by her silence, her hesitation, or her tests. While others are scrambling to prove they're worthy, he stays calm and lets her come to her own conclusions. Why? Because he's not chasing her, he's focused on his purpose. When a woman meets a man who leads with confidence and doesn't rely on her response to feel validated, something shifts. He becomes rare. He becomes intriguing. She senses that he isn't emotionally dependent, that he doesn't need her to feel like a man. And ironically, that's what draws her in. Women are instinctively attracted to men who are secure in who they are and who don't need to compete to be seen. So if you want to be her choice, stop trying to win her attention. Instead, lead your life with such presence and power that her choice becomes obvious, because you're not like the rest. Many men think that the way to a woman's heart is by being overly agreeable, constantly accommodating, and avoiding conflict. But that often backfires. A man who has no standards, who says yes to everything, and who allows his values to bend for the sake of keeping her interest, slowly loses her respect. What actually draws a woman in is a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to stand by it. When you have standards, real, clear, non-negotiable standards, you stop seeking approval and start living from a place of conviction. Women are drawn to men who value themselves. If you don't respect your own time, your own goals, or your own boundaries, she won't either. It's not about being rigid or controlling. It's about being rooted. A man who can calmly say, "This is who I am, and this is what I value," without needing her to agree, shows emotional strength. That kind of inner strength is rare and magnetic. She may not always agree with your stance, but she will feel safe and challenged around you, which is a powerful combination. The truth is, when you live by your standards, you filter out the wrong people and attract the right ones. A woman who genuinely aligns with who you are will respect the way you hold yourself. She won't want to test your boundaries. She'll want to rise to meet them. That's how you go from just another guy in her inbox to someone she can't ignore. Because while most men try to adapt themselves to a woman's world, the man with standards invites her into his, and that makes all the difference. You're no longer chasing her attention. You're choosing who fits into your life. That's how you become her choice without needing to be her only option. Most men lose their power the moment emotions get involved. They start overthinking, reacting impulsively, and letting a woman's actions determine how they feel about themselves. But what separates a strong man from the rest is emotional stability. When a man is grounded, when he has control over his emotions, not the other way around, he becomes unshakable. Women notice this immediately. It's not about being cold or detached. It's about remaining calm and composed even when things don't go your way. A woman might test you, pull back, or act unpredictable, not necessarily because she wants to hurt you, but because she wants to feel your strength. She wants to know you won't break, that you're not depending on her every word or action to feel okay. When you can keep your cool, when you can stand firm in your own value without needing constant reassurance, you set yourself apart. Emotional strength isn't about not feeling anything. It's about feeling everything but not being ruled by it. This kind of presence is powerful. It makes a woman feel safe, intrigued, and even a little challenged. While most guys are quick to overreact or beg for clarity when they feel distance or confusion, the grounded man does the opposite. He observes, he listens, and he decides what's best for himself. That energy is rare. It communicates that you are whole on your own, and that you're not waiting for anyone to complete you. And when you become that man, the one who doesn't flinch when things get uncertain, you don't just attract attention. You command deep respect and emotional investment. Women may be surrounded by men who want them, but they gravitate toward the one who doesn't need them to feel strong. That's who she chooses. Magnetic presence is something you feel before you even hear a word. It's the energy a man carries into a room that naturally draws people toward him. Women are especially sensitive to this kind of vibe. It's what makes you unforgettable without trying too hard. Having magnetic presence means you radiate confidence, calmness, and authenticity all at once. It's less about what you say and more about how you carry yourself and how you make others feel in your presence. When a woman is around a man with magnetic presence, she feels seen, valued, and safe. This isn't about grand gestures or flashy moves. It's about subtle things. The way you maintain eye contact without being intense, how your posture is relaxed but strong, how your tone of voice is steady and confident. It's about the energy you bring that makes her feel comfortable yet excited, like something good is happening just by being near you. This presence creates a kind of emotional gravity that pulls her closer without any pressure. You build magnetic presence by first being fully present yourself. That means focusing on the moment, truly listening, and not letting your mind wander to worries or insecurities. When you are grounded in yourself, it shows. Women can tell when you're distracted or desperate, and that pushes them away. But when you're fully engaged, calm, and authentic, it creates a magnetic pull that's hard to resist. It's also important to have interests and passions outside of dating. A man who is passionate about his life and confident in his path naturally draws others in. When you're living a fulfilling life, you create a magnetic presence that makes her want to be part of your world. This energy is contagious and unforgettable, and that's exactly how you become her choice, even when she has other options. Knowing when to walk away is one of the most powerful moves a man can make in dating and relationships. It's not about giving up or being stubborn. It's about valuing yourself enough to refuse to settle for less than you deserve. When you're willing to walk away from a situation that doesn't serve you, you immediately raise your value in her eyes. This willingness shows that you have boundaries, self-respect, and confidence. It signals that your happiness and well-being aren't dependent on her approval or presence. Many men get stuck chasing women who aren't fully invested, hoping things will change or that their efforts will be rewarded. But the truth is no. One respects a man who clings desperately or sacrifices his dignity for attention. When you walk away, you demonstrate emotional strength. You make it clear that you have options, and you're not afraid to use them. This creates an intriguing dynamic where she may start to see you differently, perhaps realizing what she's missing or appreciating you more once you're not constantly available. Walking away isn't about burning bridges or playing games. It's about prioritizing yourself and your growth. It's about knowing your worth and refusing to be a backup plan. When you do this, You create space for someone who truly values and respects you to come into your life. It also forces her to reflect on what she really wants, which can lead to her choosing you more consciously, rather than out of convenience or habit. In the end, the man who walks away is the man who commands respect because he refuses to settle for anything less than what he deserves. He's a man who chooses himself first, and that's exactly the kind of man any woman wants to choose. Being ready to walk away at the right moment is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and self-mastery that sets you apart from the crowd. You don't need to fight for a place in her life. You become her choice when you become the man she can't ignore. You become unforgettable when you stop trying to be chosen and instead choose yourself first. That's the energy that wins. Every time,